you ever wondered what America was like 100 years ago?
Or how peanut butter was invented?
Why is the sky blue?
Tired of the same boring history book?
Let's discover something new today.
Welcome to Kids on the Square.
This episode of Kids on the Square is called Baseball. All right, Eagles, big game today. Make sure you get your water bottles and bags, then meet me in the dugout.
Logan, make sure to take your Gatorade.
Dad, can I have one?
I think there's more in the car, Racheal.
Red or lemon lime? The red's the worst.
I'm not sure.
Red is a big gamble. I mean, sometimes it makes my stomach want to.
We don't need those details right now.
Logan, can I have your lemon lime? I'll bring you a red from the car.
Sure. Can you just make sure it's not all hot from the car?
I'll get ice from the snack stand when I order my Grand Slam.
Hi, Grandpa.
Jeepa!
There are my all-stars. A big game today. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Thanks for coming. Dad, do you have any more tape?
Yes, I put it in your bag in the left pocket.
And what's this big talk about a grand slam?
It's my usual snack stand order. Triple cheesy nachos with a chili dog and a mega raspberry big slushie with Pop Rocks mixed in.
Well, that's certainly a tall order.
Thanks, Dad.
You've got this, Logan. I know it's a big game.
Biggest game of my entire life. If we win this one, we go to the Little League World Series. That means Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The best of the best.
I know. You're so close. But remember to keep breathing and stay focused. We will be right in the stands on the third row with Grandpa cheering you on.
You're gonna do great, Logan. Just remember, it ain't over till it's over.
Huh?
You're right, G-Paw.
Oh, yeah, have fun, I guess. Break a leg and score a touchdown or whatever you're gonna do out there.
Thanks, Racheal. And hey, please do not forget to bring me that Gatorade.
I will.
Hey, Logan, hustle up.
Coming.
Win or lose, we'll see you soon. Okay, let's head to the car for that Gatorade.
Well, why don't you go to the stands and make sure we get a good spot? Big crowd for a big game. Me and Racheal, we can walk to the car.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dad.
Can I wait in the stands with you, Dad? We parked so far away.
Hey now, weren't you saying you'd help your brother?
Don't worry, I got this. Hey, come on, Racheal. A walk with your G-Paw will do us both some good.
Looks like they started warm-ups.
Okay, we'll be back soon. Now, where did your father park the car?
In the middle of nowhere. He parked all the way down by the walking trail. Mom is going for a run while they warm up, and Dad said it was the best place to get shade for the whole game because of the trees.
Well, you know, parking far away at a baseball game isn't a bad idea. Hey, have I ever told you the story of the time I hit a home run so far it hit the umpire's car in the parking lot?
Yep.
You seem a bit out of sorts today, Racheal.
I'm fine.
Racheal, that's not even fooling your G-Paw. What's going on?
I'm just tired of all these baseball games. G-Paw, it's the slowest game in the world, and I have to go to all of them. Sometimes Logan barely even gets to play.
Whoa, Logan is a star player. He's a shortstop.
Just because he's standing there in the field with his face all scrunched up doesn't mean it's interesting to watch. It's the same thing every time. Ball, pitch, swing, catch, throw, and they all pound their fists into their gloves like they really believe they're doing something. Did they just do that to look tough? And who decided to make this game 9 innings long? When we've hit the 7th inning stretch, I've been checked out for hours. G-Paw, I can only take so much baseball. No amount of nachos and hot dogs can make this game interesting at all. I'd rather take a brain freeze from a raspberry slushie all day than sit through 9 more innings of baseball.
Wow, I didn't know you felt this way.
G-Paw, how can Logan love this game, let alone like it? I mean, you've seen one baseball game, you've seen them all.
Really?
I think the whole world would be better off without it.
You know, I might know the perfect story to change your mind.
G-Paw, if this is another one of your baseball stories from when you were a player, I'm not in the mood.
No. This one isn't about me. It's about, well, it's about a family.
Okay.
Yes. a family whose mother hated baseball.
Okay, I'm listening.
The story begins in sunny California in 1934 at a simple but beautiful home on Pepper Street. There lived a family called the Robinsons. Mally Robinson, Mama, lived there and took care of her 5 children with a bit of help from her sister. 121 Pepper Street was very special. It had 5 bedrooms, a porch, and a swing, and Ms. Robinson saved up all her money to buy it. Ms. Robinson worked hard for her family, and any spare moment she had, she was making sure their house was neat and tidy.
Good morning, Reverend. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Good morning, Miss Robinson. Do you mind if I have a chat with you?
Please, come in. It is too hot for any of us today. We can have some water. I have a bit of leftover bakery donated from the shop around the corner. I think it's some sesame sourdough. I gave the neighbors the buns, and we've been soaking the bread in a bit of water and sugar to help with the chewiness.
You're awfully kind, Miss Robinson, but I gotta...
Please, call me Mally.
Mally, thank you for your hospitality, but water is plenty for me.
Of course. Here you are.
Thank you. I'm here
Reverend,
to talk
I know
about
why you're here.
You do now.
Yes, I've been praying about it, and I just feel terrible.
Well, this doesn't surprise me. I've been praying too.
Dear, dear, I am melting like an ice cube. I feel terrible.
It's all right. Why don't you share what you're feeling first? That always helps things.
Yes, you're right. I promise you, I had no idea when I added the cinnamon to that.
Cinnamon?
Yes, I feel terrible. I never should have added the cinnamon to the rice pudding at the church potluck. I had no idea Mrs. Weathers was allergic. Reverend.
I'm sorry, Miss Robinson. I just didn't...
Mally.
Mally. But I could care less about cinnamon and some pudding.
But, Reverend, I should have been more considerate. I felt just awful seeing the look on her face as she took her first bite. I've been losing sleep thinking I caused her to break out in hives. I've had nightmares that she was turning into a puffer fish.
Mrs. Weathers is fine.
Really? Praise the Lord. I thought her face would swell up like a beefsteak tomato.
No. I assure you, she is fine. Besides, she could use some spice in her life.
Reverend. I suppose you're right.
Next potluck, bring the rice pudding. Everyone loved it.
Thank you, Reverend. Wait, what is it that you've actually come to talk to me about?
Well, it's about your youngest, Jack.
Reverend, I am at my wit's end with that child.
I know, Mally. Have you heard what the Pepper Street gang did yesterday?
Lord help me. No, I have not, Reverend.
Well, you know the Pepper Street gang is mostly harmless, right?
Yes, they are the friends Jack has chosen. Jack always tells me they just play games, baseball, day in and day out. But I don't trust it.
Yes, well, I'm afraid they've started to do a bit more than baseball. Yesterday, one of our neighbors saw the gang walking home and started to say some less than kind words toward them. The boys decided to retaliate and spread tar on the man's lawn.
What?
Yes, the boys, they were...
Jack Roosevelt Robinson, come down here immediately.
Now, Mally, I think we should just calm down.
Reverend, please excuse me for just a moment. Jack Robinson, you get down. Jack Roosevelt, I am talking to you. Look at me in my eyes when I'm talking to you. Jack, you and your Pepper Street gang are going to clean up our neighbor's lawn immediately. Here, take this bucket and fetch some water. Get all your friends who were involved and do it now. I don't want to hear a single word about it. I don't care what mean and vulgar names he called you. You cannot retaliate. And the Lord says to pray for our enemies. So you will have plenty of time to pray while you clean up that tar. Go. Now. Reverend, I am so sorry you had to hear that.
That's all right, Mally. I understand. I do think the gang cleaning up the mess will smooth things over and make sure that the police don't get involved. I can go talk to the neighbor as well.
Thank you, Reverend. I don't know what to do. I know it's hard to be one of the only black families on the street, but none of my others seem to struggle with it as much as Jack. He needs to spend less time wasting away playing baseball and spend more time focusing on his education. I hate that game.
Education is certainly important. And Jack is a very smart boy.
That's right. Maybe he could spend the rest of the summer in the church library with you.
Hold on now. Education is important, but so is baseball.
What? That game is only causing him trouble.
I've seen Jack play. I toss the ball with the boys sometimes, and he's actually quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take baseball away from Jack. He needs it. He plays with all the children in the neighborhood. It doesn't matter what their name or race is. See, that diamond is a place where Jack can prove to kids what he can do. They can't deny him when he steals a base or catches a fly ball or hits a home run.
I suppose, but...
Come watch the boys play a game with me. You'll see.
Maybe. But what about the tar? What about the gang?
I'll talk to Jack. He's a smart boy, Mally. Don't worry, just keep on praying.
Yes, Reverend.
In the meantime, can I get the recipe for your rice pudding?
Of course.
Wackadoo! 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 Wackadoo Review!
Welcome to Wackadoo Review, where we have candid conversations about captivating and maybe contentious topics and learn to share our thoughts and opinions with each other. We hope this sparks fun and interesting conversations for your family at home, at the dinner table, or in the car.
Let's talk about Crocs, the shoes. We have one with us in studio. Wow, raising up his Crocs currently. Caleb.
Full of gibbets.
Full of gibbets. Tell us, and for those who may not know, gibbets are, how would you express them? What are gibbets?
They're like charms for your Crocs.
Yes, they're super fun. What do you think about Crocs, Caleb?
They are comfortable.
Nice. Does anyone think they're not comfortable?
They are kind of mid for me. And
Really?
I have a reason why. Just because, like, I don't know, just everyone's wearing them. And, like, I do like to wear them sometimes in summer. But the one I always see people wear is just the white Crocs. Like, kind of basic, I think.
I love them.
We love them. Unanimous. Okay, tell me why you love Crocs.
Well, I'm wearing them now.
You totally are. And you have gibbets.
Yeah, a lot of gibbets.
What gibbets do you have?
I have like a sunflower. I have a macaron. I love macarons.
Do you know what the gibbets are? Like the
Yes,
charms?
I love gibbets.
So we're not the biggest fan. We're like mid on Crocs, but gibbets we're here for.
I love gibbets. That's the only reason I like Crocs, for gibbets.
If you could create your own gibbet for a Croc, what would you make it?
A tinier Croc.
I have seen those. I have seen those. That's great.
Genius, Nikki. That's awesome. Caleb, what would you make it?
Ford F-100.
Ooh, Ford F-100. Nice.
Y'all, I'm eating a fish.
And those are our thoughts and reviews on Crocs.
Are you sure you don't want a hand, Racheal?
Nah, I've got this Gatorade situation under control, G-Paw. These reusable grocery bags can hold a whole watermelon.
All right, but don't you think 5 Gatorades is a bit much?
Look, the more red Gatorade we get through means Dad will go to the store and buy more, which means I get lemon lime back in my life. Plus, Logan gets super gross after his games, and he needs all the Gatorade he can get.
Aha, I see your master plan.
I do think we missed our turn for the bleachers, though.
I know, but I gotta make my stop at the snack stand first.
Stave, she's back. Fire up the fryer. Hi, Rachel. Your usual?
You know it, Kimberly.
It's Kim. Wait. How many times do I have to tell you? I am Mrs. Lombard.
Oh, Kimberly, our song and dance will never end. And can you throw a couple extra packets of Pop Rocks in my slushie?
Gross. Have you ever eaten a vegetable?
No, what's that?
Is this your grandpa?
Sure is. This is the one and only G-Paw.
Nice to meet you. I'll have a corn dog with a side of nacho cheese and some chocolate peanuts.
I see where she gets it from. All right, your order will be up in a few.
Sounds good. We'll be by the picnic table waiting.
And Kimbo, add a cup of ice for us, please.
Glad you remembered.
Logan needs his ice. I've got a mind like a steel trap, G-Paw, which means I'm not forgetting that you left me mid-story.
Ah, good point. All right. So, we're going to skip ahead in time to 1947. Jack has grown up to be known as number 42, Jackie Robinson, the first African-American professional baseball player.
Ah.
What?
Okay, it's really amazing that Jackie was the first professional African-American to play. But I thought this story was about someone who hated baseball. I should have known he'd switch it up on me.
I had to hook you into the story somehow. Stick with me, though, because Mally still isn't the biggest fan of baseball.
It's a bright, sunny day here at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum Stadium. The fans are pouring in to see the long-anticipated game between the Phillies and the Dodgers.
Miss Robinson! Mally! Mally, over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I did not mean to step on your feet. Oh, excuse me. I'm just going right there. Thank you. Reverend! There you are. I've never seen a game so full of people in my life.
They're all here to see your boy play.
Goodness, I'm just a bundle of nerves, and so is Jack.
Really?
Yes. Did you know he got cleated last game?
Cleated?
Yes, the other players dug the spikes from their shoes into him when he slid into base.
That's awful. Can't they do something about that?
No, they can't prove it was intentional, but he still wants to play.
Well, I'm glad you made the trip to see him play in person.
Yes, I love staying with Jack and Racheal and visiting with the baby.
And here they come, your Brooklyn Dodgers. First up to bat is number 42, rookie Jackie Robinson.
I don't know if I'll be able to stomach this.
Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him.
James 1:12.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the first pitch is a ball. And, seems like the coach of the Phillies is, he's saying things that I certainly can't repeat.
Don't let him get to you, Jack.
Here comes the next pitch. Jackie swings and, strike.
That's all right, Jackie, that's all right.
Looks like things are escalating over at the Phillies dugout. The coach is certainly trying to get a rise out of Jackie. Folks are covering their children's ears in the front rows.
Goodness, can't they kick him out for speaking so viciously to him?
I wish. He's the coach.
Looks like we have interrupted play from the Dodgers shortstop, Eddie Stanky. He's come out of the dugout and seems to be having a strong word with the coach.
Stay cool, Jackie. Stay cool.
Hey, listen, you yellow-bellied cowards. Why don't you yell at someone who can answer back, huh?
Eddie Stanky has returned back to the dugout. His announcement seemed to quiet down the Phillies. Let me tell you, folks, this is no picnic. These players mean business. The Phillies pitcher is lining up for his next pitch.
That's the first time I've ever seen any teammate try to help Jackie.
There's a first time for everything.
He winds up the pitch and... the ball has hit Jackie. That ball was making a beeline to his noggin. He dodged just in time, though, and it got him in the shoulder. That antic is going to mean a walk to first base for Jackie, number 42.
I don't think my nerves will survive this.
Here, have some water. Jack needs us here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored and shocked to announce that I have a guest with me here in the reporter's box. It's none other than Mr. Branch Rickey, the general manager of the Dodgers. Mr. Rickey, to what do we owe this delight?
Hello there, Don. I wanted the fine people sitting in this stadium to know that there was never a man in the game who could put mind and muscle together quicker and with better judgment than Jackie Robinson.
Did you hear that? Am I dreaming?
You heard right. Mr. Rickey has been one of Jack's greatest supporters.
And Jackie has stolen second base.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Looks like the Phillies are taking a quick timeout to strategize. I'd be a monkey's uncle not to seize this opportunity to ask you, Mr. Rickey, what made you want to take such a risk on a player like Jackie?
Oh, that's an interesting question, Don. I needed someone with character. Jackie is doing far more than just baseball on that diamond. I told Jackie when I first met him, we'll be in a tough position. We can win only if we can convince the world that I'm doing this because you're a great ball player, a fine gentleman.
Jack has been doing just that.
You see, Don, baseball people, and that includes myself, are slow to change and accept new ideas. I remember it took years to persuade them to put numbers on uniforms. But it doesn't mean it's a bad idea. Jackie was just the change the Dodgers needed.
Now, folks, it looks like the play on the field has resumed, and 38 is up to bat. 42 is dancing on coals, teasing the pitcher. Will he try to steal third?
Come on, Jack. You can do it.
The pitcher sets up. Oh, but 42 is on the move. The Phillies are scrambling. 42 slides, and he's safe.
Yes!
There you go. Jackie lays it all out there on that field. A great player is a player who will take a chance.
42 is certainly taking his chances and seems to be edging his way off third base.
There's no way he can steal home.
Please, Lord, help him.
Phillies pitcher is peeved, giving the old evil eye to 42. That's not stopping 42 from inching a bit farther. Oh, here comes the pitch. 38 hits it low right between second and first. 42 has dashed to home plate. Phillies have finally gotten the ball, but it's too late. 38 is on first, and 42 has scored.
There's no telling what 42 can do.
Go, Jackie!
Thank you, Lord.
Go 42!
Did you see Jackie Robinson hit that ball? Did he hit it? Yes! And that ain't all. He stole home.
Yes, yes. Jack is real gone. 'Cause Jackie is a real gone guy.
It's time to go to the Book Nook. Welcome to the Book Nook, where we highlight different books that we enjoy and even interview the authors.
Hello, everyone. Today we are joined by a very special guest, an author of a book called The Great Changeup. We are joined with Melissa Smith. Hi, Melissa. Welcome.
Hi there, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Melissa, and I get to actually be the director of what I think is basically the coolest program around. It is called Backlight Productions, and what we do at Backlight is we teach all kinds of classes in the performing arts to individuals with various types of disabilities. And then we get to give them opportunities to play lead roles in really big productions alongside professional artists in our community.
So from Backlight, you now have a children's book. So can you share with us a little bit about your journey in writing this book and how it came to be?
I've done Backlight for the last 13 years is when we started it. And so it was about when my son was about 6 years old that I started to notice him noticing differences for the first time between himself and the people who we served at Backlight. And so as I saw him having those questions or looking in certain ways, I was luckily able to explain to him, working in that field, what it means to have a disability, because we hadn't talked about it before. And so I was thinking, it was easy for me to talk to my kids about what it means to have a disability, but it might not be easy for everyone else. If you don't work in this space, you might be worried about what are the words that are okay to say? What is the way to explain this at all? And so I wanted there to be some kind of a resource that parents could have to initiate that conversation, and then also to have a really simple way of explaining to your kids that this is what this means. But at the end of the day, all that really matters is that we are good friends to everyone. I wanted to use baseball with autism as well, because, I always write these books with certain friends in mind. Like, I have somebody who I'm thinking about while I'm writing it, and, trying to put their personality into the character. And I thought, I have some friends who, they struggle with not being able to get their words out very quickly, or maybe not being able to move as fast as everybody else can. And how hard would that be for somebody who really loves a sport? Maybe they know everything about the sport, but physically their body is just not going to let them keep up with the rest of the kids. And so what could they lend? What could they do in this environment that would be valuable? And so I love, Dominic being this polar opposite character where he is just everything fast, 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 which is very much my son as well. And just seeing now the character who has autism, who is going to operate more slowly, now that so-called weakness can be used as a strength.
If you'd like to learn more about The Great Changeup and hear the rest of our interview with Melissa Smith, keep an eye on this podcast feed and on our YouTube page, Kids on the Square. If you'd like to order a copy of The Great Changeup, you can do so at friendsofFranklinCounty.com. Now, let's get back and wrap up this episode.
G-Paw, is that really true? Did Jackie Robinson get hit by a baseball?
Yes, many times.
Ow. Logan got hit by a pitch once, and Dad freaked out. He had a bruise the size of my fist for months.
In some ways, Logan was lucky just to get a bruise. You can break a bone or get a concussion from getting hit by a baseball.
Did the pitcher just hate him that much?
Yes. Jackie experienced hate and prejudice from the crowds, opposite teams, and even his own teammates at times. In the beginning, Jackie couldn't even eat with his team, shower in the locker room, or sleep in the same hotels.
What? But wasn't he the best player? That doesn't make any sense.
Jackie was up against personal prejudice and segregation laws. Both are wrong.
I'm glad we don't have laws like that now.
Me too. Jackie Robinson paved the way for equal rights. Through his excellence on and off the ball field, he began to change people's minds. He would get letters from different people all over the country telling him how he inspired them.
Dear Mr. Robinson, I'm a 6th grade teacher from Connecticut. I encouraged all my students to write to the Commissioner of Baseball on your behalf. Not all of us are Dodger fans, but we believe you should be able to play on any major team in the leagues. All who are Americans have equal rights as citizens and should be able to do as others can do, even if his race is different. We are all born the same, eat the same, and sleep the same. Why can't we play the same? Why not give everyone an equal chance?
Dear Mr. Robinson, I am G. Gilbert Smith, the first African-American machinist. I know what you are going through because I went through the same thing in a much smaller way. They did all the little dirty underhanded things to me that they must be doing to you. I couldn't fight back because my side never would have been considered in a showdown. I know how much guts it takes to go out there on that field and play the kind of ball you're playing under such pressure. If I can raise my boy to be half the man that you are, I will be a happy father. Sincerely, G. Gilbert Smith.
Dear Jackie, I happen to be a white Southerner rooting for you to make good. I know that very few of us whites can understand the terrific pressure put on you, but I know at least that you are doing every bit as good a job for your race as a Booker T. Washington, a George Washington Carver, or a Marion Anderson. I should also say you're doing a darn fine job for all Americans. Stick to it, kid. You've got a lot more friends in this country of ours than enemies.
Wow, those letters are great. Jackie really won people over.
Exactly. The people who booed him would, over time, change their tune. By the end of his first professional season, Jackie was named Rookie of the Year.
He really showed it to all the haters. He had the stuff.
I suppose so. Jackie had a lot of help from his family, his faithful wife, Branch Rickey, the general manager of the Dodgers, but most importantly, from the Lord. He clung to his faith to help him through the trials. See, Racheal, you may think baseball is a boring or slow game, but try to look at it differently. Every person on the field comes with a story, challenges they are facing, and trying to overcome. Sports are a way we can all connect, overcome our differences, and work as a team. Jackie Robinson did all that and more through a sport.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't the major leagues, G-Paw.
Do you remember what happens if Logan wins this game?
His team goes to Pennsylvania to play at the Little League World Series.
That's right. Imagine going to a place to compete and play with people from every state and even all over the world. That wasn't possible without people like Jackie Robinson.
I bet the snack stand at the Little League World Series is on a whole new level.
I'm sure it is.
I think I should go give Logan his Gatorade before this cup of ice is all melted.
Good idea. I'll go meet your dad in the stands.
Okay, but G-Paw, thanks. This is definitely one of your best stories yet. It made baseball way more bearable.
You're welcome, Racheal.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Kids on the Square.
We do want to clarify that the stories we told today are fictional but inspired by true events.
Especially the parts about red Gatorade.
There are so many incredible facts about Jackie Robinson's life and career in baseball.
So we tried our best to combine a lot of experiences from his amazing life.
He did have a very meaningful relationship with his mother, an incredible marriage, a deep friendship with Reverend Carl Downs, and most importantly, a strong and personal faith.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please share it with a friend and subscribe to our podcast page so you don't miss our next release coming in November. Kids on the Square is generously supported by listeners like you. If you'd like to support this program, you can contact us via our website, kidsonthesquare.com. Also, if you're a parent listening and you're new to the Public Square, we hope you visit our website, thepublicsquare.com, and discover the full host of other radio products we have available. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on
Kids on the Square.
Thank you to all the voice actors who made this episode possible. Chip Arnold, Tamiko Robinson-Steele, Justin Boyd, Sarah Jackson, Jonah Jackson, Matt Welch, Sarah S., and Paxton W.